Yeah, hello everyone. Welcome to Rise Infotech. So today in this session, we are going to discuss about the mock intro session. So this mock intro mainly for the level one. So level one in the sense, the one who is working as a SAP MM functional consultant in the range of 1 to 2 years of work experience. So let's start now. So today, Kavya is going to take the mock intro. So we'll conduct the mock intro for the Kavya now. Okay, hi Kavya, how are you?
Yeah, hi Kumar, fine.
Okay, very good.
How about you?
Yes, I'm good, thank you. Yeah, Kavya, can you please just introduce yourself?
Yes. Hi all, myself Kavya Sri. I have completed my graduation from JNTU College of Engineering in Hyderabad in specification metallurgical engineering in the year 2022. Currently, I'm working in one of the MNC company as SAP MM functional consultant. I have total 2.7 years of experience as a MM consultant. Currently, I'm into one implementation project for more than a 1 year, and previously I have also worked for one of the support project for retail and fashion client. Yeah, that's all about myself.
Very good. So team, mainly for the introduction part, you should aware of at least 5 things you should be perfect. The first point is you can start with your educational background. Okay, recent degree you can consider. Then second is total years of experience. Then relevant experience. You might be having around 4 years of work experience overall. Plus in that you have around 2 years of work experience as a SAP MM consultant. That you can tell. Then number of the projects, how many projects you have worked. Then name of the project, which are the projects you have worked. You might be showing 2 projects or 3 projects, you can tell. Then after that, which are those projects. Example, SAP S4HANA Greenfield implementation, or like SAP testing project, or SAP data migration project, or SAP support project. So like that, you can tell the name of the projects. So then these projects you have worked for the which industries. Example, you might be work for the energy and utilities industry, or healthcare industry, or food industry, or chemical industry. You can cover the industries. Then last one is client details. If you're okay, you can tell the client details, or you don't need to share the client details. Keep it as an optional, or if you depends on you, you can just tell. Okay, we can move on to the next question. Okay, so Kavya explained about the SAP MM organizational structure. Only SAP MM organizational structure.
Yeah. In SAP, we are having four organizational elements. One is plant, storage location, purchase organization, and purchase group. So plant represents a manufacturing unit or an operational unit where all the stocks are being manufactured as well as can be stored. Coming to the storage location is a place where the stocks are stored within a plant. Uh, Next is purchase organization. Purchase organization represents a department, or it is usually responsible for procuring activities of all the materials. Um Next one is the purchasing group. Purchasing group represents a group of people or a certain department which is responsible for procurement of particular kind of materials based on certain criteria. So the T codes to create the plant is OX10. Coming to the storage location, it is OX09. Whereas for the purchase organization, it is OX08. And for the purchasing group, it is OME4. Yeah.
Very good. So basically, if this question comes, so you can tell the SAP MM organizational data. So mainly SAP MM organizational data consists of the 4 elements. First one is the plant, second store location, third one is the purchase organization, the fourth one is purchase group. So how you have to answer this one? First, it's not like you have to cover all the definition for all the organizational data are these four. Then we can tell the T codes and tables. Instead of this one, first you can start with the plant. We can tell the definition. Then you can tell the T code and table. Close it. No need to tell the characteristics because time also very important. So next is the store location. You can tell the definition of the store location, then T code and table. Same way, purchase organization, definition, T code, table. Last one is the purchase group definition, T code, table. That's it. Okay, we'll move on to the next question. So third question is like, what are the assignments you are doing in the materials management? Example, so when you're in the enterprise structure time, assignment part will be there. In the assignment part, example, starting financial accounting, logistic general, and one more is like materials management. In that materials management, what are all the assignments you are doing with respect to MM that you can cover now? Yes, please go ahead.
So we are having two assignments in the material in SAP MM. The first one is assigning purchase organization to company code with a T code OX01, and the next one is assignment of the purchase organization to the plant. The T code is OX17. Yes.
Very good. So you can tell the assignment. If you are remember the T code, you can tell the T code or you can skip it. Simple. Okay, we can move on to the fourth question. So tell us the difference between standard purchase organization and reference purchase organization.
Yeah, standard purchase organization is usually used for the special procurement processes. Like in this, the purchase organization will be assigned to only one plant. Whereas while coming to the reference purchase organization, it is not assigned to any of the plant or the company codes, but mean like. It is used generally for the central purchase organization purpose, like for contracts and scheduling agreements.
Okay, very good. So for this question, you can tell the difference, at least two differences, the purpose and the usage, the useful. So that's it. Only two difference is fine. Okay, we can move on to the next question. Okay, the fifth question is like explain the list of all the T codes and tables for all the SAP MM master data. So in this session, you can like for this question, mainly you can cover the master data. So you can cover the master data mainly in the SAP MM. We have five master data. First one is the material master data. Second one is the vendor master data. That vendor master data we can call in the SAP S4HANA as a business partner. So BP is the T code to create the vendor in the SAP S4HANA. The next is the purchase info record, remains the same in the S4HANA. Next is the source list, quote arrangement, you can skip it. Then one more master data is service master. Mainly five master data: material master data, vendor master data, purchase info record, source list, and service master. So you can tell the T codes and tables. That's it. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, Kumar. So we have the first master data which we are having in the SAP MM is the material master. The T code for creation of the material master is MM01. To edit and change is MM02, MM03, and to delete or flag for the deletion, T code for material master is MM06. The tables for the material master is MARA for the MARA for general data, MARC for plant specific data, MARD for storage location data, MVKE for the sales of data, and MBEW for the valuation data. The next master data is vendor master. The T code to create the vendor master is XK01. 02 is to change and 03 is for the display. And XK05 is for the flag for the deletion T code for vendor master. And coming to the tables, LFA1 for general data, LFP1 for company code data, and LFM1 for purchase of data. The next master data is purchase info record. We create the purchase info record with the T code ME11. ME12 is to change, and ME13 is for the display. The tables for purchase info record is EINA for header data, EINE for item data. The next one is source list. We create the source list with the T code ME01, and the T code for ME01, and the table for the source list is EORT. The next one is a quota arrangement. The T code to create the quota arrangement is MEQ1, and T code to change quota arrangement is MEQ2, and Q3 is for the display. Kumar, I don't remember the table for quota arrangement.
Now, basically, I told you to skip the code element completely.
Okay, okay.
So there is no edit for the code element, and even for the source list, there is no edit.
Yeah, yeah.
So team, for this question, you can cover only standard T codes. Example, for the material master, we have configurations T code as well. Example, creation of the material type, creation of the index sector, and number range. Example, for the material type OMS2, For index sector, OMS3, number range MMNR. Similarly, for the vendor account group, OBD3, assign number range vendor account group. So these are the T codes, you can skip it. You can cover the state question, only standard T codes plus tables. Tables, should not tell only codes. Along with the codes, you have to tell the table description. Example for the material master table, MARA, general data, MARC, plant data, MARD, store location data. So like that, table name plus description you have to cover. Simple. Standard T codes and tables plus description. And T code also you can cover the description. It's not like, okay, for the material master MM01, MM02, MM03. You can tell MM01 is for the creation of the material. MM01 for the change or edit the material. MM03 for display the material. Other than these also, if you're aware anything, example, material flag for deletion or like vendor flag for deletion. If you're aware, you can tell these also. And no need to cover the reporting T codes. Example, material master reporting T code is MM60. For the vendor master, MKVZ. You can skip this one. Configurations T code, reporting T codes, you can cover only if they ask specifically. Others don't tell, because you should not tell everything, because time is also very important. Okay, we'll move on to the next question. Sixth one. Sixth question is like, explain the procure to pay cycle with T codes and tables. Basically, this question also going to ask like, please explain the P2P cycle. I will also tell you how to answer this question. This question is very mandatory, very important question. You are a SAP MM functional consultant. You are attending today one interview, means definitely this question by default it will come. There is no doubt in that. You might be attending 10 company interviews. All the 10 companies also definitely they're going to ask you if you are showing the experience in the range of 1 to 2 years experience. Then how to answer this one? First, you can cover the definition of the procure to pay cycle. Next, the steps involved. In this procure to pay cycle, the steps involved are like totally 5. You can tell one by one. The first one is purchase equation. You can tell the definition, then T code and table. That's it. Second step, request for quotation. You can cover the definition, T code and table. Third step, purchase order. Same way, T code, definition, T code, table. Next one is like goods receipt. So definition of the goods receipt, then T code and table. Last one, invoice receipt, definition, T code, table. That's it. For example, you might be having other, like you might be remember the some other moment types are like different T codes with respect to invoice. So no need to cover all those. Only how much is required in a standard way. Only that we can cover. Other T codes. Example, how to park the invoice, how to bar the payment run, how to check the open invoices. So that you need to skip it. If they ask specifically those questions, you can answer it. These are state questions. Yeah, Kavya, go ahead.
Yes. So in the SAP MM P2P cycle, we are having 5 steps. First one is purchase requisition. Next is request for quotation, purchase order, goods receipt, and invoice. So first is purchase requisition. The T code is ME51N. Purchase requisition is an internal document which is created by the purchasing department as per the requirement of the material. T codes for the purchase requisition includes ME51 is to create, 52 to change, 53 is for the display, and ME54 is to release the purchase requisition. And the next is if you are not aware of the vendor, then a request for quotation is raised. Request for quotation is an external document which is sent to the vendor for the quotation of a material. The T codes for the request for quotation includes ME41 to create, 42 to edit, 43 to display, and ME45 is to release the RFQ. ME47 is to maintain the price. ME49 is for the vendor comparison. The table for RFQ is EKKO for to display the header data. Next step is a creation of the purchase order. Purchase order is usually an external document which is sent to the vendor for the requirement of a particular goods or the services. The T codes the T code to create the purchase order is ME21, 22 and 23 for create and display, ME29 and to release the PO. Coming to the tables, EKKO for the header data and EKPO for the item data. The next is we create a goods receipt. Goods receipt is done when the vendor sends the goods to the company premises. So the T code to create the goods receipt is MIGO. And the tables for the goods receipt includes MKPF for the header data and MS EG for the item data. Uh, After we receive the goods, invoice receipt is done. Invoice is a document which contains details regarding the payment which needs to be done to the supplier. T code to create the invoice is MIRO. To display the invoice, it is MIR4, and to cancel the invoice, it is MR8M. Yes, Kumar.
Yeah, very good.
The tables, yeah, and the tables for the invoice include um RBKP for the header data and RSEG for the item data.
Okay, so one more table is adding with respect to the goods receipt, mainly for the with the combination of the MKPF and MSEG. So we have the
Mad
MATDOC
Dog.
table in the SAP S4HANA. We are using that one. So MATDOC, MATDOC, simple. And next is like when you are explaining about the goods receipt, you can tell the definition of the goods receipt, then how you are performing the goods receipt with reference to purchase order, and you can also tell the one single moment type is there, 101. Similarly, invoice receipt, you can tell we can post the invoice receipt in the transaction code or T code, MIRO with reference to purchase order. You have to cover this reference, very important. Okay, shall we move on to next question?
Yes, Kumar.
Okay, next question is like explain the automatic PO creation. What is the procedure? All the steps involved in the automatic PO creation.
Yeah. So firstly, to create the automatic purchase order, we are having a few prerequisites. The first prerequisite is in the material master in the purchasing view, we have to maintain the automatic PO indicator. Also, in the vendor master purchasing view, the auto PO checkbox is to be maintained, and the next mandatory step is is to create a purchase info record. For the combination of the material and the vendor, and after that we create a purchase requisition with the T code ME51N, and the next step is with the T code ME59N, all the PRs we add it, and the PRs will be converted into the POs.
Very good. This is clear. You can talk with respect to material master, what we can make the changes. You can create the new material or you can use the existing material. Similarly, you can create the new vendor or you can use the existing vendor. Then you can also maintain the purchase info record, then source list. Then you can create the n number of the purchase equations. You can pass all the number of the purchase equation to the T code ME59N. Then purchase order will be created. That's it. We'll move on to the next question. So explain the steps involved in release strategy for the purchase order.
Uh,
So I
yes.
will tell you
Uh,
in this question what all things you have to cover. So basically this question is like very important. So this is in the SAP EC system only release strategy applicable. In the SAP S4HANA, we have the different concept. There is a flexible workflow concept. So slight difference is there. Here in this step, you can take at least one characteristics. Example, you are configuring the release strategy for the PO with one characteristics. Example, document type, or purchase organizations, or purchase group, or net value. Accordingly, we can explain the steps. The steps involved is like totally 7 steps we have. Example, the first two the configurations are mainly first is the edit characteristics. You can tell the T code. The second step, edit class, you can tell the T code. Then definition, simple. Then purchase order, PO, pricing, like release strategy procedure. Again, we have the 5 steps. Mainly, first is a purchase group. You can tell the definition, purchase group. Okay, sorry, release group. Then release codes. Then release indicator. Then release strategy, and the last one is the workflow. So this much you can cover. Once you have done all these configurations to do this testing, because configuration is working fine or not as per your expectation, then you can create one PO with help of the T code ME21N. Then after that, you have to release the PO with help of the T code ME29N. So like this way we can cover. Yes, go ahead.
Yes. Release strategy is basically used in the SAP MM for the purpose of the approval of the purchasing documents with classification or without classification. And the first step for the release strategy is edit characteristics with the T code CT04. So in this step, we create a particular characteristics and we add certain fields like for what criteria the release strategy is maintained. For example, for the net price, we add a field GNETW, and we can take the field name from the table SE11 ABAP dictionary, and along with the net price, if I wanted to have another field like plant, WERKS, we add these fields with certain values. And the next step is edit class. Edit class is a step in which we group together all the characteristics which are created. For release strategy, the class type is 032. The next step is like the release procedure. To maintain the release procedure for the purchase orders, in this step we are having the sub steps. The first one is release group. uh, Here in this step, we create a group to represent all the approvers for the purchase order. And next step is release code. In this step, like we give a 2-digit code to each of the approver, and we interlink the release code with the release group which we have created at the in the above step. The next step is release indicator. uh, Release indicator represents like how the release status work in the purchase document. Also, it determines whether any change in the value is allowed to the PO or not through changeability percentage indicator and the value change field. Uh, the next step is release strategy. In the release strategy, we maintain the release conditions. So in the release strategy, we are having another extra 4 more sections. The first one is release prerequisites. So in this step, we determine which approver needs to make the first approval for the purchase order. So it basically determines the order for the release codes. The next step is release status. It represents the status of the purchasing document. The next step is classification. So in this step, we add the characteristics which we have created earlier. So we add the values for those characteristics at this step. The next step is release simulate. So this step is used to test whether the release strategy is working fine in the PO or not. And the last step is workflow.
Very
Yes,
good.
Kumar.
Excellent. Okay, we'll move on to next question. Is it fine or shall I still continue?
Yeah, fine, Kumar. Tell them.
This much is fine today?
No, you can continue.
Okay. So we'll move on to next question. So very important question actually, this one. So what are the difference between with classification and without classification in the release strategy?
Yes.
You can go ahead.
Uh, hmm. With classification is usually used for purchasing documents like PR, POs, contracts, and scheduling agreements, whereas without classification is only used for the PRs. In the with classification, like we can make the release both at the header level as well as at the item level. While coming to without classification, the release can be done only at the item level. And also in the with classification, like we can set the workflow for the approvers, whereas we cannot set the workflow in without classification. Yeah, Kumar.
Okay, very good. We'll move on to next question. Okay, this will be the last question of the mock into today. So what will happen after GR and IR? You can cover at least what will happen after GR. Very important question, this one. What will be
Yes.
the impact after GR, after goods receipt?
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
Uh, hmm. So after goods receipt is posted, the material document gets created, and within the material document, accounting document and general ledger document gets created. Also, the stock in the inventory gets increased, and also the next one is like in the purchase order history, the goods receipt number gets updated. And Yeah, so that's all about the GR impact. And after invoice is posted, accounting document gets created. And next one is like in the PO, in the purchase order history, the invoice will be updated. Yes, Kumar.
Very good. Thank you.